Okay, we are now live. Good afternoon, everyone. You are with the House Economic Matters Committee. We have two bills today, Thursday, March 25th, Senate Bill 110 and Senate Bill 26. And we will hear Senate Bill 110 first. We have Michael Patty, Kathleen Brony, and Robert Barron. Who'd like to go? I know you're all in sort of the same office. Who would like to go first?
Vice Chair DeMay, I'll go ahead.
Okay, nice to have you before us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to the members of the committee. For the record, I'm Kathleen Brony, and I serve as the Insurance Commissioner. I'm joined this afternoon by Robert Barron, our Associate Commissioner for Property and Casualty, and by Mike Patty, our Director of Government Relations. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to testify today in support of Senate Bill 110. Senate Bill 110 changes an antiquated requirement that when insurance companies send certain notices related to motor vehicle insurance, that they send those notices in duplicate or triplicate. So today, 27613 of the insurance article requires that insurers provide cancellation and non-renewal notices in triplicate, and 27614 requires that insurers provide premium increase notices in duplicate. Senate Bill 110 maintains, of course, the requirement that these important notices be sent, but it allows the carriers to send a single copy. So policyholders will still receive one copy of each notice instead of 2 or 3 copies of the same notice. While this paper-intensive process made sense decades ago, it is no longer necessary and doesn't reflect the manner in which policyholders actually submit complaints to the MIA. The bill aligns the law with current practices by allowing insurers to send one notice to the policyholder, which can be signed, mailed, or faxed to the MIA, or uploaded online and sent to the MIA's consumer complaint portal. With that, the MIA supports Senate Bill 110 and urges the committee to give the bill a favorable report. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, Mr. Barron.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Madam Vice Chair and members of the committee. I have nothing to add here for any questions, but pretty basic updating bill, cost saver, win-win for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Patty, anything additional?
Me too.
Okay. Any questions for the witnesses on this bill? Seeing none, we will move on to the next. So this would be Senate Bill 226. And Madam Commissioner, did you want to go first?
Yes, ma'am, if I may. So Vice Chair DeMay, members of the committee, again, Kathleen Brony, I serve as the Insurance Commissioner. On this bill, I'm joined today by Assistant Attorney General Van Dorsey, the administration's principal counsel, and again by Mike Patty, our Director of Government Affairs. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to appear today to testify in support of Senate Bill 226. The intent of this bill is to update the law by allowing the MIA to send and receive communications by electronic means that would otherwise by statute have to be sent by on paper by mail. So the bill would give those electronic notices and communications the same legal status as the ones that are delivered by typically mail. Now, it's important to note that this bill does not force electronic communications on consumers. A person who is not a licensee of the MIA can choose, but cannot be required to communicate with the MIA electronically. But currently, most notices and communications that are required to be sent by or to the MIA must, by statute, be sent in writing, on paper, and either by hand delivery or mail. And depending on when the law was enacted, a statute may require first-class mail or certified mail or first-class mail tracking. Electronic communications are preferred by licensees and by most consumers as a more rapid and reliable means of communication. And this has certainly proven true during the COVID-19 pandemic, and recent delays in mail deliveries have further emphasized the importance of using electronic communications as a faster and frankly often more reliable means of communication. Despite this, the MIA and licensees have been required to staff mailrooms in order to send and receive by mail notices and communications, which in most cases were already sent electronically for speed and efficiency. So what Senate Bill 226 does is it allows the MIA to send notices and communications that currently have to be sent through a paper process by electronic means, provided that the recipient has provided the commissioner with an email address to receive those electronic communications. We may, under the bill, require our licensees to send and receive communications electronically, but we worked with the Senate to add language to the bill that made it crystal clear that the MIA cannot require consumers to send or receive communications electronically, although they may choose to do so. And with that, we would ask for a favorable report on Senate Bill 226.
Thank you. Mr. Dorsey.
Thank you. Just to add just a little bit, and that is, and by the way, good afternoon to everyone. The electronic delivery, especially email, is one of the most accurate and efficient means of communicating compared with the U.S. mail. And unfortunately, during the pandemic, we have seen problems with the mail where in often cases there is mail that is delayed through no fault of the consumer or the licensee. And as a result, their filings are filed late with us. And this will help eliminate that problem that is endemic in this pandemic. So for that reason, we ask that you pass this favorably.
Thank you. And Mr. Patty, anything further?
Me too.
Okay. And Delegate Watson has a question.
Yes, thank you. I have a question about this, but I also have a question on the last bill.
Sorry.
I couldn't get my hand up fast enough. But
Sorry.
on this bill, so this is allowing someone to allow them to opt into electronic communication? And they can do either or?
Yes. So it does allow us to require our licensees to send us things electronically. Industry has had no issue with that because frankly, they communicate with us anyway, but it allows a consumer to opt in. They can provide us with an email address and indicate to us that they want to send it to us. And we don't have to duplicate it by mail.
Okay. And then on the former bill, that was a bill that allows notice of cancellation, correct? To be sent electronically?
No, it would still be a paper process there, but it would be, because this is a carrier. So when an insurance company sends a notice of cancellation, they would still have to send that notice of cancellation by mail on paper, but it would relieve them of having to send it in triplicate. Now, there are other laws on the books already, which Dan can address with you more specifically, or Robert, that allow consumers to opt into electronic, the receipt of notices electronically. But this particular bill, 27613, would only deal with how many copies have to be in an envelope.
So there were 3 copies of cancellation sent in one envelope?
The way that it used to work is that, those forms where, you've got like these duplicate and triplicate forms, so that you could rip one of the pages off and fill it out and put it in the mail to the MIA. So, back when this was passed, 20 some years ago, that was a very common thing that carriers did. It was before there were electronic portals. I'm not even sure that the MIA was accepting consumer complaints by fax. So it became a really easy way for the consumer who wanted to protest or file a complaint with the MIA to have something right there. They could keep a copy, take the other copy, sign it, in the mail.
So it doesn't change the fact that the company has to notify them under certain terms of cancellation or non-renewal. Doesn't change any of those rules or guidelines.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I realize you're in the room now.
You're doing a fine job, Madam Vice Chair. I'm just going to sit here and just be a member of the committee.
Okay, then. Delegate Impalaria.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To the Commissioner, normally in the old days, if we had an issue, I could walk up to you after the meeting and we could discuss it. So if you have a pen, you could take down a number and call me after this is over. You ready?
Yes, sir.
443-257-4782. It is an insurance issue, and it doesn't have anything to do with the 2 bills we just had, but I do want to, voice my concerns with you. So
Let me make sure I have it right. 443-257-4782. 4782, is that correct?
Yes, thank you.
Great. We do have a hearing in HGO right after this, so as soon as that's over, I will call you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Delegate Aaron's.
I just had a quick question on the bills because I looked them up on the system and I'm getting different letters. What were the number of the last two bills? 110 and what?
Senate Bill 226 and Senate Bill 110.
That's not showing up on my system, but okay, thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions for the witnesses? All right, seeing none, that actually concludes the bill hearings for Thursday, March 25th. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you had any announcements.
I know I need to see subcommittee chairs. Did they send a time? Did they?
They said immediately after the hearings.
All right, then immediately after the hearings, I need to see the subcommittee chairs to go over a few items. But other than that, I don't have anything. I don't know if committee council, if they have any meetings, subcommittee meetings they want to share, but I'm good other than that.
None from me.
All right. Okay, then.
Ladies.
Do we have a voting session on Monday or just?
Or is it tomorrow?
I
What?
think
Tomorrow.
we're probably going to have one tomorrow and Monday.
Okay, just so we can be aware. Thanks.
Yep. I don't expect tomorrow to be too long. Monday could be a little.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Have a nice
Thank you.
afternoon.
Okay.